Did you get it together? Why didn't you like
Jody Eggabine to the check-in podium, please. That's 21, Jody Eggabine.
What's that? Oh, yeah. Now that I broke the camera, I have to take the picture.
All right.
Okay, waving. You're all set in Dallas. Ready to go. Ready to go.
Take the lens cover off.
So far. There was a couple right behind us. Family of four on the same cruise. You're welcome.
Okay. Check them off.
Ryan, let me.
There you go. Smile, wave. There you go.
Ryan, here.
Might as well. Michael's hiding right there.
So Kathleen's still considered till tomorrow morning, right? Early?
Yeah. Just a second.
You got us in the room service over there.
That's for the jet and time. That's okay.
Hi, babe.
Bobby, feels better already. Took that pill.
Oh, did you?
I didn't take it. Yeah, I just medicine earlier.
Oh, take this one. I don't want that.
Well, it's just that you can take one at night. Take one at night. Michael, turn around.
Oh, is that one mine?
There's something you don't want to forget.
Taking a shower, Danny?
Why the left cover now?
Harbor tour might have been nothing.
And then if you look at the left side, the one with the two tab, that's the one you got now, you push line now way. And the last two you see down there, the red one.
Oh, that's great.
Turn the footer out.
That's in case it's captured.
There you go.
Lunch.
Remember that pick up and do fruit punch?
You like this?
Everybody's so hungry, they don't even notice what's up there.
Right down there. Band is. Go, come on.
This one I want to be in front when it's on sea though.
There we go. Ready to drive the ship.
Yes, folks, the anchors are away, the ropes are undone, and a very good afternoon to you. This is your cruise director, John, speaking to you from the bridge. On behalf of the master of the MS Imagination, Captain Giovanni Gallo, and all of the officers, staff, and crew, we do sincerely welcome you aboard. Get ready for the vacation of a lifetime, and once again, the anchors are away. Sounds of Miami and get ready for a wonderful vacation. And right now we have someone very special to entertain you, because sailing with us this week is someone you all know, and if you look right on top of the smokestack.
You're about to get the other side. Are you serious? Where?
Huh?
You want to hit the bridge, huh?
Parece un film medio humano. Tiene 15 containers de alto, abajo tiene 14. Si te voy a mostrar doblando aquí.
Okay. You want to go up? Are we supposed to go up now?
I think we'll wait till they call us. I mean, if you want to go.
The case here.
Okay, just a minute.
Hello, neighbor.
Okay, guys, ready? My folks, 1, 2, and 3. One more.
Take two.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Put down your fork.
That's a good picture.
Okay, ready? Perfect. Smile. That's it? Okay, you're welcome. Alright guys, ready? Smile. 1, 2, and 3. Come on.
Right here. Hey, good thing.
Okay, ready? Alright guys, ready? There you go. Thank you. You guys take another one.
Well, I'm gonna sit over here with Louis.
It's Ventura! Get over here, John Deere.
1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you.
Very good.
What level are we on? The red level? I don't know.
What level? Why are we on
Do you know what state we're in, Louis? I don't either. Wala, wala, mano.
Wake me when you want service. The main block.
Is that right?
Yucatan, Campeche, and Quintana Roo.
Quintana Roo.
This is Quintana Roo. This is the youngest state of Mexico. If I say the youngest state of Mexico, it is because about 22 years ago, this place was one of the two federal territories. In that time, Mexico had 29 states, 2 territories, and 1 federal district. The federal district is the same one till today, Mexico, the president's home. The 2 territories were Baja California in the north and Quintana Roo. Today in the coast, when we say we are traveling to the south, an example on the coastline, or Playa del Carmen. Playa del Carmen is the name of that fisherman village, place where we just started our trip. Playa del Carmen. We pass also by Xcaret. We're going to pass like this one. Look carefully because each one, the blue and yellow greens are heads. Heads. You see the head? The Mayas made, and that's the hieroglyphics that the Mayas made in stelas. The stelas were some stones where the Mayas made dates. Okay? And here I have a date. This date is my birthday. Okay? It's October 21st of the 57. The Mayas made in rocks, I mean in stone. Today, this cultural representation is an institution made hieroglyphics. It means that they passed our dated ancient Maya hieroglyphics.
I walked out on it. Who are those people?
Cattle. 2 by 2.
Oh, I can see him from here.
The minor league baseball team, and so they have a mascot.
Except if you choose air conditioning, but we choose hammocks. We choose the hammocks since we born until we got married. No questions, eh? Please. Forget about the test. And also, you shouldn't pass the test, I promise. In a month, coming here every day, you have this color. You will get this color soon. I know you have the same. I see. Oh, no problem. No problem. You hit that word before? Where? Jamaica. Jamaica, no problem. Well, the rest of the people says I have been in Jamaica, and everybody says Jamaica, no problem. Jamaica, no problem. Don't worry, be happy. Also in Mexico, no. You know what about Mexico?
No problem.
Mexico, no solution. Well, amigos, okay, forget about the test. Maybe I decide, okay? Welcome to Tulum. Tulum, this is the first Maya word. Tulum means wall, and it's for that wall that we can see over there. And look, that is surrounding the city, but that wall you can see it only on 3 sides. By the north, the west, and to the south. Exactly where you look in the big trees over there, there is another man-made wall. This place was considered a religious city, a religious center for the Mayas. From the east, it was unnecessary that if natives made another wall, because right behind of the buildings that we saw from the entrance, right behind there is the cliff, about 15 meters from the sea level. That was enough. Unnecessary, another wall. It has 380 meters long from the north wall to the south, and 180 from the cliff to that wall that we see from the west. On the inside, as I said, the rulers and the high priests were approximately 75 people. I mean, the rulers, priests, and families. Behind of the wall, about 5,000 inhabitants that we call the village or Tulum village or the population. What happened today? Today, everything is destroyed. Today we saw the big mall over there because Tulum town is 3 kilometers from here going to the south, a place where the people still speak the Maya language in 80%. But the Mayas were not living only here in Tulum, not only on this part, not only here on the Caribbean coast, because all along the coast there are remains of Mayas. I mean, temples like this one. To the south, there is Muyil, it is Tulum, Tanca to the north, Xel-Há, Playa del Carmen, Puerto Morelos, and Cancun. All these sites, still today, there are remains of temples. But the Mayas were not living also here on the coast, or I mean the Caribbean coast. The whole Mayan area is a big extension. The Maya land covered 325,000 square kilometers. For this extension of land, it's necessary to pass by several states in Mexico and some countries in Central America. In Mexico, we're counting with the states of Quintana Roo, Yucatan, Campeche, Tabasco, and Chiapas. But Chiapas and Quintana Roo, these two states are in the borderland with Central America. Quintana Roo with Belize, and Chiapas with Guatemala. And also the Mayas were living in Guatemala, Honduras, Belize, Nicaragua, and part of El Salvador. So all this land it has, till today, 325,000 square kilometers. Okay. Also, till today, all along this land, the people still speak the Maya language. Only that the Maya that we use here in Yucatan is different to Maya that the people use in Tabasco, Chiapas, or Central America. There are 28 dialects of Mayas, but for, as we say, 4 languages: Maya Yucateco, Maya Lacandon, Maya Chontal, and Maya Quiche. Maya Yucateco here in Yucatan, as is the name, Maya Yucatan, Maya Yucateco. Maya Lacandon, Chiapas, Maya Chontal, Tabasco, Maya Quiche, Central America, Guatemala. We say that the Mayans came from Central America to Mexico, but this wasn't the second time. If I say second time, it is because the Mayas, the origin of the Mayas, not Central America, not Mexico. This culture came from Asia. They passed by the Bering Strait, crossing by Alaska, Siberia, Alaska, Canada, North America, from Asia to the American continent, okay, during the first and second glaciations. The people, they were just following their food, the animals. What do the animals were looking for? Water. So that's why they were sailing in different parts where they got water, like rivers or lakes. And then they got into Central America because we know that in Central America there are rivers, there are lakes, and it's a mountain land. So the Mayas, they had a good life in Central America. They built the city of Tikal at Guatemala. Other group of Mayas continued to Honduras, place where we have today the archaeological zone of Copan. Other Mayas, they continue and they were settling all around of this land that I mentioned before. But what happened with that people when the volcanoes make eruption in Central America? They had a good life from the rivers or from the lakes. They had water, good life. But what happened? When the volcanoes make eruption, those people, they could not use the water. They had an epidemic. They were dying. So it was necessary to abandon Central America, and they came to this land that today we call Mexico. When they came from Guatemala to Chiapas, they passed to, as we call today, in that time was just a country. They set the place that we call Palenque. Why? Because in Chiapas there is a big river that we call Rio Usumacinta that built the city of Palenque, Chiapas. Other group of Mayans continued to Tabasco, place where they mix, and they have the mixture with another culture, another tribe, the Olmecs, and they made La Venta, Tabasco. Other group of the Mayans, they continued to this land and they got it to the Yucatan Peninsula, Campeche, Yucatan, and here to Quintana Roo. And these people, they had a big problem again with the water. Why? Number one, no problem with the volcanoes, because there are no volcanoes in Yucatan. Volcanoes just in Tabasco, Chiapas, Oaxaca, Mexico City, but no one here in Yucatan. The problem was that here in Yucatan there are no rivers, there are no lakes. And you saw it today from Playa del Carmen to this place. Salvador, he drove for us 60 kilometers approximately. 60 kilometers. And we didn't pass by rivers, we didn't pass by lakes, all is flat, no mount, nothing. How do these people survive? Where do the Mayas were living? Well, these people were living around of the cenotes. Cenote, this is Spanish, cenote, okay? Cenote. In Maya we say sonot. In English we translate for underground river or natural wells. That's why one group of them, when they came from Tabasco, they got it to Chichen Itza, as we call today. Probably you hear something about that, Chichen Itza. You hear something like that? Chichen Itza, this is the right way to say Chichen Itza. No chicken itza or chicken pizza like some people say. No, that is Chichen Itza, okay? Chichen Itza, it's Maya. It's Maya. Chi means mouth. Chen is a natural well, and Itza was the name of the tribe that got it to that place. But Chichen Itza is not like this city on the coast. Chichen Itza is inland. It's about 3 hours inland off the road, on the center of the peninsula, 15 meters from the sea level. That water is good. It's good, it's safe water. I mean, for me, you know, for us, not for you. If you go there, don't drink that water. Don't use that water. I recommend. Okay, so Chichen Itza. That's why today you get it to Chichen Itza, Chaltun, Holaktun, Yotzonot, Shkalatzonot. There are buildings, temples like this, ruins. But also there are people living around till today. Why? Because they got water from the natural wells. What happened with the people when they got it to the coast, to this place, to Tulum? When they got it to this place, these people, they had again a problem with the water because, number one, there are no rivers, there are no lakes. They had water from the ocean, but it's not good water. Impossible to use that one. They saw wells around. They saw natural wells or underground rivers, but they could not use the water. Why? Because all of this is limestone. You see water comes on the ground underneath, and it gets brackish. It's mixing. No good. So how do these people survive? Because the people here in Tulum that make all of these buildings, they survived. They were living here for approximately 400, 450 years. How do these people survive without using the water from the sea? Without using water from the natural wells because that's not good? They survive from the rainwater. Okay, so it means that they made the chultunes. Chultun, it's Maya. Chultun, listen. Chultun, it's in Maya. In Spanish, we say aljibes o cisternas. Okay, aljibes o cisternas. Cistern, some holes that the Mayas make and they collect, like that hole, small hole that you see over there. You see a hole? Well, like that one. Only that the Mayas made, I mean, it's just the idea. Because the Mayas, they make cistern like that hole. What they dug more, they make the hole and the inside they make like a bottle. The people went in the inside, they put plaster or stucco to keep the water. That's the only way. It's limestone, so what happened? If they could not use the water from the natural wells because the water gets here, so it happened the same. So they make the stucco and they collect the water from the rain. Each cistern that the Mayas made had capacity for 25,000 liters of water. So they have plenty of water for all the time. They had from the rainy season and also for the dry season. That's why, to this building that we have here, we call House of the Chultun, because on the inside there is a hole, and also behind we have the other one. But today we have another name of this building that we call the Temple or House of the Astronomer. 6 years and a half, almost 7 years ago, Victor Segovia Pinto, Mexican archaeology, he was working over here and he dug inside of the building and he found a chamber on the ground, and inside he found 4 skeletons. One of the skeletons was a tall one, very tall. Very strange because we know that the Mayans were short people. The Mayans just had about 4 feet, approximately. And my understanding, I have almost 5. So he called the House of the Astronomer because he found a body sitting in a stone bench. The head was looking up supposedly to the space. In front of the body, he saw one stone with some carving stars. So that's why he called the Astronomer. About the other 3 bodies, we don't know. It's where slave or assistants, okay, but we're kneeling beside of that one, okay. Also, they found some instruments that they choose. I mean, supposedly that they choose to see the planets. Okay, so that's why today, House of the Astronomer. We says, how old is Tulum? We are looking these temples, these buildings in a good conditions. All the buildings has 80% restored. Okay, this city has about 850 years old. It's part of the post-classic period. When I say post-classic period, that's the declining of the Mayas. This is because the Mayas, they had 3 different periods. Pre-classic, 15th century before Christ to 4th century after Christ. We call pre-classic, when the Mayas came from Asia, okay? And then we have the classic, from the 4th century to the 9th, when the Mayas flourished, when they used the stucco, when they made paintings, when they made hieroglyphics. And then we got with the post-classic, from the 9th century to the conquest, 16th century when Spaniards got into this land. We call it the post-classic, the declining of the Mayas, and some people says, the Mayas disappear. It's not correct, because until today we are. For me, guides, people living around, we are Mayan descendants. Only that today we are not pure Mayas. Today we are mestizos. Mestizo, that's Maya in Spanish. Mestizo, that's the word. Till today we still speak the Maya language, and the Maya is different than Spanish. But there are a couple words, Maya, similar of English. And also, the people that hear or speak perfectly the Maya sounds like Chinese or Japanese, Asiatic words. Okay? So till today, we are Mayan descendants. We have physical characteristics of them. We have a big heads like the Mongolians. Big heads. Our heads are big because we are descending of the Mongolians, the Asiatics. Our heads are not big because we sleep in hammocks, like some people say. No? Some people from Mexico City, they said that Yucatan is the land of the big heads. That's as they call us. But we have our culture. They don't have culture. So at least we know part of, a little bit of our culture. And then we are the same of the Asiatic. We have slanting eyes, high cheekbones, brown skin color. But the most important that we have, when we born, it's the Mongolian spot in Asia. The Mongolians, they had one spot like this big on the base of the spine. Okay? That we call in Maya, Wa. Wa is as we call, okay? This spot looks like green or violet color. This spot disappear with the years. When we got sometimes 3, 6, 10 years old, that's when the spots disappear. Disappear from our bodies, from our skin. But will appear again with our sons because it is hereditary. Okay? It is hereditary. Till today, people that born has the Mongolian spot or mancha mongolica. Wa. Okay? Till today. About last names, like in Asia, Chin, Chan, Che, Chi, Kan, Che, Kin. We have those last names here in Yucatan, like in Asia. About the language is different. I mentioned Tzonot, cenote, underground river. It's the same. Okay? I mentioned also Chultun. Chultun is Maya. Cisterna, aljibe, or cistern is different. Okay? I mentioned Chichen Itza, also is different than natural well. Or cenote, very short. Okay, so there are words, like this one. Other words, couple words. Koten Hana, let's go to eat, vamos a comer. Or Tushkabin, where are you going? ¿Dónde vas? Listen, that is different. Tushkabin, where are you going? ¿Dónde vas? You see that is different? Also, listen that they choose because it's a language. Tushkabin is for one, for you. But Tushkabinesh, where are you going? That's the same. Koosh, let's go. Koonesh, let's go. Vámonos. Okay? Other words, Chenha. Chenha is not, it's Maya, it's not Asiatic, it's not Chinese or, well, Chinese sounds like Chinese, right? Chenha, it's Maya, it means only water. Solo agua. Okay? Bashikaba, what is your name? ¿Cómo te llamas? I just mentioned a couple, 5 or 6 words, remember. Okay? There are, I know, 2 words that in English are good words, like kiss or wish. In English, that's good words. Those are good. In Maya are bad words. I can tell you. Okay, let's go this way, please. It's a tomb right in the center, but that tomb is really strange because, well, the Maya is really very strange because when somebody important die, they bury in tombs that has the form of cross. Okay? They say that they believe that when those people important die, they bury, and beside of the body, they put different things, like stones, like gold, silver, jade, obsidian, turquoise, seashells. Also, they put potteries with water, potteries with food, like the ones that the archaeologists found in the inside of that hole. Why? Because the Mayans believe in another life. They believe that when they die, they will pass 13 levels in the upward, or they will get to the heavens. the Mayans believe in another life, in a second life or better life. That's why they put water, food, and their belongings. Right. Most of the guys, we have been explaining, giving the background in here, and then we pass the other buildings passing. You're going to see all sad, no color, crossing eyes, looks like crying, no headdress. We say that it's death. Okay? On the upper facade of the same building, I'm going to show you because we're going to pass nearby, showing you on the corners, the faces, and above the doors, there are 3 niches. One of the niche, you're going to see one figure upside down. Another figure, another side, you're going to see just some feathers, and the other niche, you're going to see a woman in this position. You're going to see it here, broken knee of the legs. Also, you're going to see that it looks pregnant. And beside of her, you're going to see a baby that is representing to Ixchel, the goddess of fertility. Okay? Good. Just follow me, I will show you.
Yeah, come on.
You got it or not yet?
We got it.
Right leg.
On the upper facade, I mean, next left side of the door. Some left side of the door. What's over here? Just look at the feathers. See?
Yeah.
And the center, there is one figure, and you see from here something like this only. That's the feet, not the hands. Later, I will show you the whole body. Over there in the first niche, look at those broken legs. So we move and pass to there, look in front of the niche. Above second door.
His eyes is kind of semi-closed.
Like the ones that are behind, place where we have been in the shade. What happened if we left those trees for 50 years? The tree is going to destroy part of piece of the entrance, but it's natural entrance, no man-made. It's natural entrance, okay? And on the corners from main lane, we see a lookout or watchtower, like that one that we see over there. From mainland, like that one we call lookout or tower. There are 2 ones facing to the ocean, but each one has a different name.
But you will be later all the temples in Tulum. It's a small explanation.
But Superior is the same new company of Dos X. They didn't choose beer. The Mayas, they had their own liquor. And the Mayan liquor was named, still is, because today there are some people know how to prepare, but as we can see, holes in the second wall, see? And a flat roof. It's the only building that has many pillars and many chambers, because it has chambers over here, over there, and behind. Behind of this one, there is another building that we call House of Halachini. Halachini means true land for the origins of the town. The palace was living behind. Okay? Those are heads of the snakes. Snakes representing Quetzalcoatl. Quetzalcoatl is not Maya. In Maya we say Kukulkan. That means feather serpent. Feather serpent up in that place. And look, that the 2 columns are bodies of snakes. The 2 columns on top are bodies of snakes. From here we can see, for example, you see 2 columns? This one, that's the body, and probably you see a piece of the head. Just a piece, because the other one is broke. We can't go up, if not you see the body. Later, when the Mayans had the influence with the Toltecs, the Sanguinaries, warriors, people that practice the human sacrifice, the Mayans start with the bodies, killing the people. And above of the door, there are 3 niches. In 2 of the niches, there is a figure. The one is empty. In the center, there is something like this, but that's not the hands like mine. That's the feet. It's upside down. And the other one, there is somebody standing up, long dress, neck bend, big head, representing the priest and the descending god.
Where?
Up on like a straw.
Yes.
Up on the
In the
straw?
corner over there.
Right over here. See by the tree up
Very
one.
far corner.
Oh, yeah, we are. You're moving?
That might be one over there.
Are they alive?
There's another one over on the other one.
Yes.
See them on the first point?
Okay, come closer, please. The one. That's the house of the Halachwinik. And the inside, until it's nowadays closed. They saw a tomb, royal, because in the center of, all around, the bodies, they saw a lot of Jews. So we don't have here. Here in this side, the only Jew that we have, they're rich, very strong. Because under that building, there is a cave. We can see, because there's a tree up there, partition wall. There, you're going to see a cave that some people call the natural well. But it's just a few water, not much. Because it's not good. It's mixed water. Because pressure comes out and people comes getting brackish. It's not good. Okay? In the inside of the building, there is a tomb. Archaeologists at the base is semicircular. All the other buildings were faced like this, for example, in the corner. Okay? Like that one. But that one is circular. The only one where people can go up.
This is a jump. Other curious thing, observe,
that,
for the defense of the city.
and the same
Those
thing
are
that. Three
balconies,
names.
were balconies for
The
the
diving.
visitors that
The
no
ones
matter
were
if
good
they came
sailors.
from another town,
This city was in 1842 and 7 says on the book. That, well, the feet, the fish finger, the legs, and then look beside of the body, beside the head. You see a big head? Look some wings. See some wings? And here in the head, in the center, is a crown. It has a crown. It's representing the green fish. No, I mentioned a couple minutes. I mentioned right there when I show you the Dos Equis. What happened if I made a test?
I remember the mom.
Forget about the test. The name is Balche. Balche mentioned. Remember that? Okay, Balche. No one.
Too bad.
Too late. Well, amigos, if some of you would like to get to the water.
about 5 steps down, he's going to the right.
Water on it.
And spin it, huh?
Yeah.
Get a picture of Mary Poppins here.
I got one.
Oh, you guys don't have...
Oh,
Oh, because what's his name says... Ronald said he does Ryan and Daniel.
The Caribbean.
Uh-huh. That's neat. Have you pushed the line?
You know what, Mom? Louis didn't know I did that in Canada.
I know you did.
I told him.
I can't believe you did that.
Before and after.
It's a good beach point, though.
I don't wanna.
Yeah, it's really happening.
Yeah, how people are
Now you turn on the camera.
Nice to turn on the camera now, Gary.
Yeah. You're just pretending before.
That's covers off now.
One careful. No more of this boat crap. How does that work? Yeah, this one. Why don't you talk about it? Wait, say hi. Oh my gosh. This guy does good. Yeah, it is. What?
Oh, there's another one. Oh, and it's still falling. How come everything's turned off? What's that? Oh. Backups, huh?
This is resting.
Oh, the resting, uh-huh.
Screens are off. Would you like to make a second line right behind the first one? Starting with second line. Oh, careful.
I want to see whatever you do.
Yeah, look right there.
Welcome you to the bridge of the MS Imagination. This is the newest of Carnival's fun ships, 70,000 tons of fun. So, you are one of the first batch of people, since we've just started, these are our inaugural cruises, that have had the opportunity to see this bridge. I hope you feel good about it. It may have been taking you a bit longer. You made it up here today. Now, we'll be explaining a few things about the bridge, and we'll explain them very, very simply. Same way I learned them, because you have to realize that I am a dancer, I'm not an officer. Now, all right. Now, when we're taking the ship, or any object from that matter, from point A to point B, there are a few things that we need to do that are very vital. 3, in fact. The first thing is we need to know where we're going and how we're getting there. So, we need to chart a course. We need to plan a course. This is where our course is charted by the officers every week. We may be doing the same cruise every week, the same course every week, yet every week we still have to rechart it the same way we do. Now, since we know where we're going, the next question that comes up into mind is, how do we get there? We need some form of force, some propulsion to take us from point A to point B. Now, this ship is equipped, excuse me, with 2 diesel-electric engines that move 2 electric propellers at the back. Now, these engines give out a total of 42 megawatts. That is a lot of power. It's about enough power to light a small town. Now, those engines are controlled from right here. This is our engine control panel, the one with the little glass on top. Don't touch anything. Now, besides that, this ship is equipped with a special feature which we call thrusters. They are propellers that are put on sideways down the length of the ship. There are 3 at the front and 3 at the back. The 3 at the front we call bow thrusters. The 3 at the back we call stern thrusters. Now, these propellers give the ship an enormous amount of maneuverability. Basically, to give you an understanding, they can spin the ship on the spot 360 degrees. Now, that is a lot. Now, if you've noticed, when we're coming in and out of ports, we do not use tugboats. We use our thrusters. We are very, very self-sufficient in this. So what the captain does, he takes the ship up to where he wants to dock it, puts on the thrusters, speaking of him, hello? Puts the thrusters on, ship moves sideways, docks right up there. Good morning, John. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
You have to say hello to
Say good morning to the captain as well.
Good morning, Captain.
It's Johnny, yeah, it's John.
I'm
he's just making me a coffee. The captain makes me
Right, so let's just keep the bridge started. No, all right. Well, back to as we were saying, these thrusters give the ship an enormous amount of maneuverability. Like we said, the captain takes the power at each propeller. That is a lot. That's 12,000 horses pulling this ship sideways. You can imagine that? Right. Besides that, we talked about our charting, we talked about our propulsion. There's a third question that comes into mind. Very, very necessary. Steering. Now, when you first came in, you saw a unit in the corner. As you'll be exiting, you'll see another one at the other end. And the third one is right here in the middle. They are all identical, all three of them, except for one special feature. This central one, the main steering unit, is equipped with an autopilot. I'm sure most of you, if not everybody, has heard the term autopilot, right? Right. Basically, it steers itself with the help of computer system, taking information from all the different instruments with a certain planning. It's all fed into the unit, and the unit steers the ship wherever we need to go. But you have to realize that despite the high-tech equipment, all of that, there is always an officer and the quartermasters here on duty 24 hours a day, and for that I think they deserve a round of applause. Now, you may ask yourself, why waste all that money in putting 3 units that are the same in? Why? Backup. Well, that's one reason, and it's a very, very serious one. But there is one more practical reason which makes it necessary for those units. Now, when we're docking in and out of ports, it's impossible to have visibility and dock the ship properly just by using this central steering unit. Can you see the size, the width of this bridge? It's impossible. So what happens is the captain goes to either side, whichever side we're docking on, uses the steering unit there, he has all the visibility he needs, that way we can dock in and out safely. Now, besides those most important things, there are a few other things that make our voyage safer, faster, and better. Now, one of those instruments is this one right here. This here is our weather fax. And basically that's all it does. It's a fax that tells us the weather. Every certain amount of time we get an update on the forecast of the weather. This here, this is our security monitor. Basically, we can see down into the gangways when there's embarkation, when there's things like that, people getting on and off the marshalling areas. No, not your cabins, don't worry. Right here, we have our navigational light panel. Now, as if anybody's seen a ship at night, you probably noticed that it's lit up like a Christmas tree. Well, there's a reason for that. It's not just decoration. There's always a white light at the front, a white at the back. Now, from a distance, this will give you approximately the size of the vessel that's traveling. But what it won't tell you is the direction. Now, for this reason, we have colored lights on either side, different color lights. As you're looking forward, the left side, which is port, has a red light. The right side, which is starboard, has a green light. That way, from a distance, you'll be able to see which direction the ship is going. Now, over here, we have our stabilizer control panel. Now, the stabilizers, all they are is 2 fin-like objects that come out from the back of the ship. But even though they're very, very simple in concept, they increase the stability of the ship by 70%. Next to that, we have our anchor control panel. I hope nobody believes that we actually lower and raise the anchors by hand. Now, over here, we have our engine room monitor. Basically, this is just a monitor computer screen that gives us all the updated information we need from the engine room at any given time.
No more dive.
Thruster control panel, engine control panel, main steering unit. Now, to the radars. This ship is equipped with 3 radars. 2 of them have a 48-mile radius and ability to track up to 20 objects within that 48-mile range with an anti-collision alarm. So if any of those objects gets too close, an alarm goes off. Now, the third unit that we have has a 96-mile radius, double the previous ones. But we use that as a backup anywhere in the world. Right here. Our chart room. Over here we have a few more pieces of equipment. Has anybody heard the term black box? All right, that's on a plane. Basically, we have the same thing here. It logs in our course, our speed, everything, all the information about our journey. But because we want to separate the two, we painted our box gray and we call it a gray box. Now over here we have our depth finder, our echograph, which basically tells us at any given point where we are sailing how far straight down it is. Just for your information, so you feel a lot better, it's 12,000 feet straight down. So please do not go swimming around here. Now, over here, every time you hear an announcement from the bridge, and I'm sure you have, from the captain, from John, the cruise director, now every time you hear an announcement from the bridge, it's coming from right here in this corner, this microphone. Now, a few more interesting things. Up here, where this dashboard thing is. Now, this thing is a few pieces of information that's very, very necessary when steering the ship. We have our speed, which basically at this point is 11.4 knots forward, but also we have a side speed of 0.2 something. Now, you may think side speed. You have to take into consideration that we are moving on water, liquid. It's not solid, it's not concrete. It has a speed, it has a movement of its own. That's why we need to take into consideration that movement and that speed when we are navigating, when we are moving. It always has to be taken into consideration. Next to that we have our rate of turn, which basically is from our vertical axis of the ship. How many degrees it moves tilt side to side. Our course, our rudder angle, and most importantly, our time, which unfortunately we have none left. Now, if anybody has a question or two that I can answer, I'd be more than happy to. Sure.
Does the ship need ballast? A ship of this size, do you actually have ballast?
Yeah. Yep. To replace the fuel, consumption of fuel in the fresh water, we ballast the ship.
So as we're moving, and you're burning fuel,
yeah,
it replaces it with water.
Okay, I'll take that.
Oops, careful there. Okay, any more questions? Ma'am? How many people? Over $300 million for the ship.
How long does it take to build a ship?
How long did it take to build it? What?
Around 2 years.
2 years, 2.5 years.
So the captain actually docks the ship?
Yeah.
Himself.
Mm-hmm. He's the sole person responsible for that. Ma'am? On? Hurricane.
It's about the Bahamas Island, and the forecast said they will keep Florida tomorrow morning to Florida. This is the forecast.
Will it affect us?
A hurricane.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you very much. I hope you have enjoyed this bridge tour this morning.
make the dancer an officer.
Secret way to go. I couldn't get out the other day. But 10 years ago, the whole way was a shit.
I read that. Are you sure somebody didn't get
That one. They are. Yeah. But they were all little chicks last night. Yeah, he had a girlfriend, yeah. And then he flew up through the barn and said he's really weird. He's really nice. They all are nice, but he's just like such a big floor back there, huh?
Yeah, big.
Water spout starts on the bottom and goes towards that.
splashing over.
Way to shop the wagon. Tell them what you got. Yeah. We should have got about $100. Hell yeah. Man, I wish we'd have got about $100,
All right, guys. Smile already. There you go. All right.
What camera are we looking at? Which camera are we looking at?
All right, guys. Ready? Smile. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Ready? Smile, folks. 1, 2, and 3.
We're not part of this group.
Cheese!
Hello.
And one of the first things to strike your eye as you enter the dining room, I'm sure, is this huge carving, drawn in green, of our dragon of fire. And these fruits are mainly the vegetables, zucchini, carrots, turnip, and these are all hand carved on board by our master carving men. The buffet tomato with smoked salmon mousse and escargot. We also have eggs stuffed with mayonnaise, salami cornets with cream cheese, and then we have various pâtés, and we also have chicken terrine. It's the white coloured pâté that you see there. And as you move down the line, folks,
You want me to pose like?
we have a cheese tray for you. And right at the end of the buffet, we have a wonderful different display.
Can you get it?
All the bread which is baked on board, shaped into little animals, little fish, and we even have
What do they do? Just dragging after
at the end of the dining room, we have a wonderful
They have green water.
display, which is orange mousse, chocolate mousse. We have lemon mousse. We have shallot russe with a lemon mousse. We also have some various pastries, some carrot cake and some passion fruit cake.
this chicken. It's a real.
All of these beautiful desserts, these multiple desserts, yes, they are all made on board by our bakery department. And just to inform all the ladies,
I can tell.
yes, they're all dessert free. Some ladies you can have two rabbits.
No, it is. I think it might be red. It's purple on the bottom.
Okay.
I think that might be.
Turn up.
And you can also view the buffet, as we do have a limited amount of time for the picture taking session. But we would like to inform you, if you make your way towards the exit, up one flight of stairs or go towards the back of the ship, the Spirit Dining Room is now opening for the gala buffet for your dining pleasure. If you wish to come back to the Pride Dining Room, we will reopen at approximately 12:30 a.m. and we do look forward to seeing you coming back to the Pride Dining Room.
Look what they did here with the cantaloupes. The jello. They filled it with jello. Yeah. They scooped it out, put the jello in there. Yep, they have to hold it in place.
Oh my God.
Look at the turtle. Look at this, you guys. Okay. Look at that. Yeah, look at the turtle.
So once again, ladies and gentlemen, we do ask for your kind cooperation and keep the line moving in a forward direction so that your fellow guests behind you can also view the buffet, as we do have a very limited amount of time for the picture taking. But we do like to inform you that if you make your way towards the Spirit Dining Room, the Spirit is now open for your dining pleasure, and we are serving the exact same buffet as in the Pride. For those of you who just joined us, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to extend to you a very warm welcome to this, our Grand Gala Buffet in the Pride Dining Room on board the MS Imagination. Peter Rosa was from India, and also from India, our executive chef, Mr. Angelo De Mello.
I was up at the clock of the light.
Ladies and gentlemen, just to keep you updated on Delta Flight 877, we just talked to the captain. They do have the part here. Everything is being replaced as we speak. However, the circuit they are replacing is at the front of the aircraft, so they're blocking the aisle, so we can't begin boarding. That's why we're calling him out to make sure everything's checked in, so we can make our delay here on the ground as minimal as possible. The captain estimated from when he was out here about 45-minute delay. This is to change the part and get everything going, get everybody boarded.
Flight 877, please check the gate here, please.
32. What? Tommy? I don't know. They didn't really know. I don't think.